So I just came back from watching Moana, aka very fucking good movie. Very fucking good movie. So I just came back from watching Moana, and I'm gonna share my hot takes and my observations of this beautiful reflection of my projection. So watching Moana in the beginning of the movie, when she was a little girl, I don't know what called her to the ocean. I forgot. I think it was a seashell or something. But something called her to the ocean, and the ocean kind of like made way for her to come in. And I think it was the heart totem. And so they were making way for Moana, and then her dad caught her and was like, "Moana, get away from the ocean. You know, we're not supposed to go beyond the reef." Oh, and just to let y'all know, because maybe some of you guys haven't watched Moana, but at the beginning of the movie, why the people couldn't go near the reef was because Maui, he was like a demigod, and he was like an immortal god, and he like gave people that he fulfilled their dreams and stuff. And then he took the heart totem because he was trying to, like, he gave them so much. He was trying to give them love from the literal heart from mother. And, you know, after he took the heart, everything started becoming filled with darkness and stuff. But yeah, y'all watch the movie. I highly recommend it, 100%. So that happened, and then Moana becomes older, and they start singing this song because they're like teaching Moana, like, oh, like, don't go beyond the reef, just stay here within like the island. And so she's over here like, yeah, but like there's still something about the ocean is still calling me. And then her grandma is over here telling her, like, follow your heart and just follow your heart and stuff. And so Moana attempts to go out to the ocean, and then she attempts to go out to the ocean, and then her grandma, I may be missing parts, but y'all watch the movie to see what I'm talking about. But yeah, so she's over here, she kind of like was taken over by a wave. And so through that, she was taken over by a wave. Oh, I'm gonna give y'all the whole story time. But she was taken over by a wave, and then she came out the ocean, and then her grandma came and told her, she was just talking to her grandma and stuff, and her grandma was like, when I come back, I'm gonna be a stingray. And she like was like a stingray and shit, and she went in the ocean and was like, with the stingrays. And during the scene with the stingrays, she had a tattoo on her back, like that was a stingray. And then I think in a part of the movie, I don't know if I mentioned this, but when Moana was out on the ocean, Maui left her, and Maui left her, and then her grandma and her ancestors popped up, and she was like, oh, I guess I chose the right tattoo. Yes, you did, Grandma. Yes, you did. And that really reminded me of my grandmother's. So I was like, oh, that's really beautiful. So I started crying like first 4 minutes in the movie. But it was so good to not cry, you know? So I'm over here crying and stuff. And then her grandma goes and shows her beyond like this little area, and she was like, you know, what you're looking for is within. So that really relates to like whatever you're seeking for is within yourself. Everything that you're seeking for right now is you are. And then she was talking to her grandma, and she was like, grandma, let me backtrack. Her grandma opened this like tree, or like inside the island there was something, and she opened it, and then when she opened it, she was like, all the answers that you're looking for is within here. So she's going to she's looking at the she's looking, and then when she goes to see, she realized there were voyagers, and they weren't. Oh my gosh, I need to cross the street. There's people right here, but there was voyagers. And hold up, no, I don't gotta hold up no more. But yeah, so there was voyagers. There were voyagers once. Rather than staying on land, they actually traveled beyond the reefs and stuff. And then she was going to tell her grandma, like, I mean, she told her grandma, I gotta tell my dad, because like he needs to know that we were really voyagers, and like, you know, da-da-da. So she went to tell her dad, and then her dad looked at the heart totem, and he threw that shit on the fucking floor. He was like, this means nothing. So while he was saying that, somebody called, and he was like, oh, your mother. So his mother became ill, falling sick and shit. And so when she fell sick, she was just like, Moana, go. Like, go, girl. And I was like, oh, okay. And her dad was like, before she went, the whole time her dad was like, no, you gotta stay here to be chief. You can't go in water. You can't do that, you know. Da-da-da. And then she went, and the whole time it was like, follow your heart and shit like that, like follow your heart. And her grandma was telling her, follow her heart, follow it. So that being said, like, there's another part I'm gonna get into, but that being said, like, not gonna lie, I feel like that being said is to say, beyond what your parents say, beyond what your family say, despite the circumstances, despite what everybody says, despite what may not be societal norms, despite what may not be normal or like not applauded for, go after it and follow your hearts and follow your dreams. And even if it looks fearful, be fearless, because throughout the journey, Moana faced so many circumstances and so many outcomes where it felt like defeat, it looked like defeat, but she kept persisting and she never gave up, and it was never defeat. It was always leading her exactly where she needed to be. All these things that was trying so hard to work against her, even with the Tikid, the fire entity, fire monster. The fire monster was the heart monster. So it's really like everything is perfect. Everything that is within your environment, within your space, within your right now that you might be dealing with, or circumstances, that shit is really like, it's all love. It's all love, because deep within it is love. It's really love. And with that, like, seeing that also the fire monster was the mother and the heart beautiful goddess, knowing that, and that being said, like, everything has love within it. Everything is love. Everything is like just loving. And yeah, like, Moana was so inspiring. I love watching movies. I love watching Disney movies. I love watching kid movies. I love watching movies or shows in general, because it just shows you a beautiful reflection of self through animation or art. And it's just so beautiful. And after so many things, and when she put the heart back in the goddess, she went back to her island and she helped everybody. And really, you are chosen. You're the chosen one. Like, you are chosen through it all. Like, you're the one who's here to do this. You're chosen for it. And you're here to carve your own path. You're not here to be normal. You're not here to conspire or conform to societal standards. You're here to be outstanding. You're here to be extraordinary. Be your most fucking authentic, creative, imaginary fucking self. Be authenticity. Be authenticity itself. Clock it. At the end of the movie, towards the ending, Moana, she was her ancestors and her chiefs, the chiefs that were before her, put stones. And she was the first to put a seashell because she's the first. That's so funny. I didn't even notice my earrings. Look how everything's synchronicity. But she was the first to put a seashell. And besides, she was the first to put a seashell because she was the first to go in the ocean beyond when Maui took out the heart. And it's just saying, like, just follow your heart, follow your dreams. Hold up, my heels. Oh shit. Follow your heart, follow your dreams, follow everything in between. Because truly, despite all odds, despite all circumstances, despite everything, despite what your family might be telling you, despite what society might be telling you is not normal or not right, do it. If your heart is calling it, if your mind is telling you, multiple times in that movie it was saying, follow your heart, follow that voice, listen to that voice, and really just listen to that internal voice and just express and just be yourself authentically. Because at the end of the day, this is your movie and you're the main character and you're meant to be the special. You are the chosen one. You're meant to save the people and, you know, make a difference and carve your own way. Be different than everything you have ever seen before. And just know that beyond all circumstances, it doesn't matter. Beyond all things, that shit doesn't matter, because everything is always going to work out. You're always on the right path. You're always going to do it. You can do it. You can do it. There's nothing you can't do. You can do everything. Everything is possible to you. You are a limitless being. Your consciousness experiencing itself through this physical form, which is not even real. So just spread your wings and fly. Take to the sea and just soar and explore the ocean. Explore yourself. Explore who you are. Remember who you are. Remember that you are greatness manifested. Remember that you are a gift. Remember that you are the chosen. You are. But yeah, I love you so much. You deserve unconditional love because you are unconditional love. Everything that you are seeking is you. Everything you are seeking is within you. Everything that you are seeking, you are. Follow your dreams. Follow your heart. Be the dreamer. Dream as big as you can dream. In Moana, she wasn't able to take place. She wasn't able to take sea. Nobody was able to take sea before her. And she was the first. Nobody attempted to take sea. Well, her dad did, but nobody was as persistent, as passionate as Moana. Be like Moana. Be like self. Remember who you are. Follow your dreams. And just express. Express yourself. Don't suppress yourself. I love you. Be yourself. Be true to you. Follow your dreams despite all circumstances, and just have fun with life. You're meant to have the most beautiful life ever. I love you, my bestie. Be, dream, and imagine, and follow your dreams. Follow your heart. And be as imaginative as you possibly can. I love you. Besitos.